I want to talk to you about what is a SKU number and how do you use stock keeping units this year to optimize your inventory. Let's talk about that. So here are the generalities I want you to really pay attention to. Let me first define what a SKU number really is. It's really important to understand that SKU numbers or stock keeping units help retailers like you and me track products within their inventory system. And let me go back to the definition so you have a clear idea what I'm speaking about. So when you think about a SKU number, you have to really understand that this is a code that is used to identify and track products. And so you can use SKUs to retrieve purchases from the stock room, organize merchandise, and sort items by factors such as price, color, and size. So whether you are an e-commerce website or brick and mortar store with a massive inventory or let's say limited stock, assigning SKUs to products will help you fulfill orders more efficiently. It's all about efficiency. It's all about let's say optimization, inventory optimization. It's also all about affordability. In other words, you want to avoid inventory. You want to avoid shrinkage. You want to avoid theft, and you want to avoid stockouts. Okay. So when you think about a SKU number, I want you to think about an alphanumeric code that retailers use to identify and track a product. Retailers using SKUs will assign a unique code to each item in their inventory management software. And SKUs tend to be 8 to 10 characters long and contain strings of characters that actually represent different product features like an item's price, manufacturer, color, and size. So you have a lot of detail there, okay? And unlike other types of product coding, SKUs are created by individual businesses. They may be customized to meet the needs of vendors and customers and to accurately track inventory. So that's important. So how does a SKU number work? So SKU, I think I've said this before, SKUs are alphanumeric and provide information on the most important characteristics of a product. So they might include a lot of things depending on what's really important for you. So you can have a product price, color, style, brand, gender, type, or size. This information is encoded into SKUs in order of importance so that the most useful information appears first. So that's really important. Let me talk to you about the specs here. Where do you find SKU numbers? So there are a lot of places where you can find SKU numbers, but I want to give you the top 5 areas where you can find SKU numbers, like product packaging, receipts, price tags, inventory management systems, and product listings. So when I speak about product packaging, manufacturers print the SKU number on product packaging. Look for a small label or a printed number. What about price tags? Retailers use SKU numbers on price tags, especially when selling in store. Then you have receipts. So when you sell a product, the receipt may list the SKU number alongside the product description. You also have inventory management systems. So your inventory management system or POS, point of sale system, will have SKU numbers for all your products. And you also have product listings. So Amazon and eBay, and also, by the way, Etsy sellers, those sellers there typically include SKU numbers in the product details shown of their listings. Now, how do you create SKU numbers this year? Well, the thing is that because SKUs are made for internal use, there are no rules you must follow when creating a SKU system. Okay, also known as a SKU architecture. You have full autonomy. It really depends on how you want to set things up, how you want to organize your whole operation. Well, one thing for sure, you got to really be a little methodical, okay? I mean, sticking to a few conventions will help keep your SKUs compatible with external companies and software should you need to work with a fulfillment partner like a 2PL or a 3PL partner. So let me explain to you how to really create the SKUs. You can create automated SKUs or you can create SKUs by hand. So you can do it manually or you can do it automatically. So the easiest way to generate SKU numbers is through an inventory management system or a point of sale. Those software systems track customer orders and the status of stock room goods. Most include an automated SKU code creation feature, so each product entered into the system will be assigned a unique number. You can also create SKUs by hand. So if you are a retail store with a small product catalog and turnover, you may be able to create SKUs by hand and on as on as needed basis. It all depends on your operations. So to do this, you'll need a codified system for identifying the major features of your product. So the first part of a SKU represents the broadest product feature, such as the product category or supplier. The following SKU characters represent increasingly specific product features, such as color, size, or brand. And the final SKU characters actually can be a sequence identifier, showing the amount of product you have and the order in which they were purchased or processed in the first place. Let me give you a few tips here when it comes to creating and managing product SKUs. Again, I want to go back to what I said a little earlier. You got to be methodical. You got to be structured. You got to be also committed, and you have to do things in a consistent manner. The first thing you want to do here is to keep it consistent. I think I will always repeat that consistency will always help you out. So ensure that your SKUs are created consistently across all products. This means what? It means that you are using a similar structure and format for all SKUs, which will make them easier to understand for inventory management purposes. You do not want to confuse your inventory staff. You do not want to confuse your supply chain partners, right? So consistency will help you out, especially when it comes to optimizing inventory across multiple locales, across multiple geographies. Okay. Now, the second thing you want to do is, besides keeping things consistent, is to never use zeros or special characters. Zeros are cool for other, let's say, tech products, but when it comes to SKUs, zeros will confuse the system, and zero will confuse your partners too. So zeros can be skipped also by some retail software or mistaken by employees for the letter O, causing confusion when inputting SKUs, right? You do not want to have that kind of confusion or that kind of unclarity, non-clarity. Similarly, special characters such as the exclamation point, the at sign, or and can cause issues with certain software systems and should be avoided in SKU codes. Trying to be just a regular, okay? Next, you also want to define popular product features. So help your sales team by using SKU numbers to highlight popular product features. For example, if you are a clothing retailer, you might notice that certain colors, sizes, or styles sell better than others. So by using SKU numbers to track these attributes, you can better understand your customers' preferences and adjust your inventory accordingly. So that's kind of important. Also, you want to make regular SKU updates. It's important to really update your SKU codes. Let's say occasionally. Why? Because a SKU code is actually an important criterion for your inventory management, and it also will help you optimize inventory. So by keeping it fresh, you are actually keeping your whole supply chain fresh. So as your product offerings change, so should your SKUs. This could mean updating SKUs when you introduce, let's say, new product features or discontinue certain products. So it's a very dynamic element. It's a very dynamic operation if you think about it that way. You also want to use SKU data to improve sales. So use SKU data to make business decisions. For example, you could use SKU sales data to determine which products to promote or discount, or use SKU inventory data to calculate reorder points and avoid stockouts, especially if you are monitoring inventory across multiple geographies. You also want to monitor SKU performance so that this can help your sales team actually improve their operations or even sell more. Okay. You want to track your SKUs to monitor sales trends and inventory levels. This can provide valuable insight into which products are selling well and which ones are not, helping you make informed inventory management decisions, right? Which inventory to buy more of and which to buy less of. The thing is that you have to really understand at the end of the day, you want to have a system where you are able to produce SKU codes automatically. Don't do things manually. I mean, unless you cannot afford software. But if you have the budget for it, it's just better to automate everything because it's going to save you a lot of time and also save your team members a lot of time because producing SKUs manually is going, first of all, it is prone to human error. Nobody's perfect, right? Number two, it takes time. Number three, it demands more time if you have to update it. I mean, imagine you produce a SKU code and something happens in the industry and you have to change it because your partners or your 3PL the 3PL partner does not understand the SKU code. Let me talk to you a little bit about benefits here. Why is a SKU system important? Let's have a conversation about that. The thing is that SKU numbers enable accurate and detailed inventory management, and many retailers need SKUs to reduce phantom inventory, prevent stockouts, and predict when to order new products. So if you use a POS, a point of sale system, analyzing sales by SKU will reveal which product variants are most and least popular. So because no two products have the same SKU number, SKUs may be the only systematic way for a retailer to identify a specific item or customer order, okay? And so for this reason, SKUs are also useful for customer service and customer support. So the major retail functions of a SKU include monitoring sales trends and inventory levels, calculating reorder points, forecasting demand and sales, planning product displays, and upselling and cross-selling product. Let me really dig a little deeper here. So let's first talk about monitoring sales trends and inventory levels. Each product is assigned a unique SKU number, so it's very easy to track individual items. You can track products at a very detailed level, including variations like size, color, and style. Plus, SKU systems update inventory levels in real time as sales occur, so you get accurate and current stock levels. You also have using SKU data. You can monitor product statuses and calculate reorder points. So that's really important. So reorder points actually is the date or time when you need to order replacement stock. And you can also forecast demand and sales. Using a SKU system also means more accurate sales and demand forecasting. You can run your SKU data through an e-commerce analytics tool, and you can answer questions like, how much staff do I need on the shop floor during a specific season? How much inventory should I have ready for weekends? How much payroll can my cash flow cover in different seasons? You can also plan product displays. That's really important to think about that in terms of merchandising. You can also upsell and cross-sell products, okay? Let me talk to you about something that's really good to know. Now, there are common mistakes to avoid with SKU numbers. So when you think about SKU numbers, you have a lot of obstacles that you need to really be aware of. When dealing with SKU numbers, there are several common mistakes that retailers often make, and I don't want you to make those mistakes at all, okay? So avoiding these mistakes can help ensure that your SKU system is effective and accurate. That's what you want. You want your SKU system to be effective and accurate, but most importantly, to be up to date. So, overcomplicating SKUs, inconsistent structure, not updating SKUs, ignoring SKU performance, using manufacturers' SKUs, using special characters or zeros, lack of SKU hierarchy, not training staff, and now linking SKUs to UPCs. UPCs, Universal Product Codes. So, overcomplicating SKUs. Keep your codes simple and understandable. Don't try to complicate things. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to have some kind of crazy SKU coding. No. Also, inconsistent structure. Use the same SKU structures across your products and sales channels. Not updating SKUs, so you want to regularly audit SKUs to reflect product changes. Ignoring SKU performance, so review SKU sales data to identify trends and patterns. Using manufacturer SKUs, I mean, you do not want to do that. You want to have a unique code, okay? So customize your SKUs to support your specific business needs. Also, in terms of using special characters or zeros, I think I just told you that a few minutes ago. This can cause confusion and software compatibility issues. Also, lack of SKU hierarchy. Implement a logical hierarchy in your SKUs for easy organization. And also, you have to train staff. Really important. You want to train staff because your staff is pretty smart. But nobody is perfect. Nobody is just like all perfect, whatever. No, or all smart. You need to train them a little bit. Make sure your team understands how to use and manage SKUs. Okay, and also now linking SKUs to UPCs. This can help streamline inventory management as well as sales processes. Let me talk to you about the alternatives you can explore when it comes to SKU numbers. What are the alternatives to SKU numbers? Now, SKU numbers are not the only type of product codes used by retail stores. So UPCs or universal product codes are another widespread form of product identification. SKUs and UPCs look similar and are used simultaneously by retailers, but their functions are slightly different. So here is a helpful breakdown of the differences between SKUs and UPCs. Sorry about that. UPCs. So I'm going to put on the screen here the differences. So for SKUs is used by individual retail stores. It's between 8 and 12 characters. It identifies the product traits. It's alphanumeric, and retailers create SKU architecture. What about UPC, Universal Product Code? This is used by multiple stores in the supply chain. Always 12 character. When it comes to UPC, you always have 12 characters. It identifies manufacturer and the item number. It is numeric. It is not alphanumeric. It is only numeric, and it is issued by the Global Standards Organization. Okay, so you have some kind of a central organization doing the work here. So a stock keeping unit identify a unique product and its traits, while a universal product code represents a product's manufacturer, the first six numbers, and its item number, the next five characters. UPC codes also contain a check digit, the last number. This is a security validity mechanism, so that's important to really have to keep in mind. So if you are a new business that needs barcodes for your products, visit GS1 Starter Guide to creating barcodes and UPC codes. What about SKU versus barcode? A barcode is the batch of black lines found on product labels or packaging, which retailers scan when completing a customer's purchase. The term barcode is often used interchangeably with UPC because most barcode encode a UPC number. Unlike SKU numbers, when retail stores generate a barcode, they don't create a new UPC actually. Barcodes actually are assigned to all like products, regardless of where they are sold. However, retailers may print product labels containing both a barcode and their SKU number. What about SKU versus serial number? A serial number tracks products for warranty claims, repairs, and recalls. They are used by manufacturers to track product batches and identify defective units. So serial numbers are unique to each individual product unit, whereas SKUs can be shared by many units for the same product. So this is kind of important, especially if you are thinking about the SKU numbers from a scalability point of view. So here's an epilogue into this conversation. I spoke to you about SKU numbers. I give you the generalities, the specs, the tips, and what's really good to know. And finally, the epilogue. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.